Hey YouTube, welcome back to another episode of Wray's Garage. Today's episode, brake fluid flush. Nothing special, nothing fancy, nothing glitzy, but should help you out if you're doing any 987, 997 generation Boxster Cayman 911. And pretty easy job, but I won't deny I had some spillages that hopefully you can avoid. And sadly for you, you don't get to see them. Not because I didn't want to show you, I really did. But the footage got lost or forgot to hit the record button. Whatever it is, I introduced a little bit later on, so you'll see that in there anyway. Thanks for checking in. Like and subscribe if that's your thing. Just enjoy it and indulge in the information if not. Thanks a lot. Enjoy the video. Got a few cloths here. This is going to be where I put the old fluid. This is my extractor. There are better ones out there. This is just the one I have. Fluid extractor, cloths. Brake fluid, if you don't know, is toxic to paint especially, or corrosive, probably a better term. So just be really delicate around this. There's a little filter in here. Looks pretty clean, which is a good sign. So I'm gonna set that on this cloth. Then I'm gonna, for no real good reason, put a little hole. It's corrosive, Daniel, it's corrosive. Drop it in your front. Awesome. So I'm just gonna do this with a towel to catch the inevitable spills that will occur. And what we want to do here is just extract enough fluid so we don't draw any air into the system, but so we have to push less through the system. Okay, so that's probably enough fluid before we risk putting air into the reservoir. That was about 250 milliliters. Not smart, I can just read that. So what I'm gonna do, put some of the fresh stuff on top, again in the spirit of just making sure the system doesn't take on any air, and then we'll start the flush. All right, so this is the repeated, because I couldn't recover the footage like I mentioned earlier. So this is after I've done the job and everything's working fine, but I did wanna just demonstrate how the Schwaben here works, which is the pressure brake bleeder system. So I've seen some of these systems here whereby you can unspin this entire black cap off to fill it. That is not how this one is asked to work. They want you to fill it through this pressurization cap here. So you'll open that up, drop in a funnel, and then introduce as much of the brake fluid as you think you're going to need during your job. And frankly, I would say more equals better, so you don't ever run out and start introducing air into your system and basically wind up having to start your job again. Another feature of this particular unit is you have your quick disconnect here. The learning I had, which is a little bit why I'm disappointed in the coverage being lost, I had a disaster because what I did is I failed to secure this tightly enough on there. So you really want to get this cap, and there's a nice thick gasket in there. You want that fully seated on there in order that you don't have leakage as you introduce pressure to the system through this pressure bleeder. So let's assume I've got that filled to how I want it. This is sitting on here, and then I introduce the pressure all the way up to somewhere between, I like 12 and 15 PSI in order to get the push that I wanted, which was equivalent to push on the pedal that would push the fluid outside of the calipers successfully. So that was how I used this particular unit, and that's so you fill this through here, secure that tightly, depressurize the system, lock this unit on here very firmly, and again I would introduce another blue cloth there just in case you didn't quite get it as tight. You thought you did it tight enough, but it turned out you didn't. And keep an eye on it as you're introducing the pressure. So the first time you're putting the pressure in there, make sure you're watching closely for any leaks. I didn't have a flood by any means, but it was coming out at a pace that clearly I didn't crank it down tight enough. And again, this is loose in here, so you feel like you're really cranking on it. So there's definitely some deft touch while still making sure that's securely seated on there. I think once you got that up, once that guy's primed, the next section should make sense and we should be all caught up again. So here we are at the rear passenger side. I have my 11 millimeter wrench here, and you start from outside to in, and then I have a little, well not little, rubber mallet there to tap on the caliper to encourage the fluid to come out. So let me just go grab the catch can and we'll start. So I'm going to set the wrench in here. Make sure this is good and secure on there because we've already had one round of leaks. All right, so we're expecting probably to get up to about 700, 750 from this one because this is going to be the most significant evacuation. We're looking for a color change, which based on the original oil, I think should be pretty easy to see. So I did go back and saw that there was some pressure lost from the system, so I opened it up a little bit more. All right, I'm going to switch over now to the other side. So you don't want this super tight, just nice and snug. I got a cloth because this guy's going to have some brake fluid in it. Give that a good wipe around here so you don't destroy your caliper. Now we're going to move to the back side of the caliper here. Do the same thing. Okay, there we go. Go and check the pressure at the front again. All right, we're approaching 750 milliliters or so. So I think we're going to switch sides here. We've pushed quite a lot of fluid on this back side. I haven't seen a change of color yet, but you can definitely see where it's pushing out. A lot of liquid. Slow and steady wins the race. So we're going to lock this down. Again, not gorilla tight, just snug. All right, that's one of four. Let's go get the rest. A couple of bubbles in there. So at this point between what I extracted with the baster and the last two of the rear side of the car, we're almost at a liter here. So we're pretty much at what I think the capacity is. So I'm gonna call it back here, just give it a little tap. Tap the light out. We'll lock it up. Now we're gonna head over front passenger side. Pressure's good. We have fluid in the system. Let's let her rip. Okay. Some scary air bubbles. But hey, better out than in, right? All right, let's go do the last one. Front driver. Probably don't need to get a lot out of there, but let's finish it off. Okay, so we're all set up here on the front driver's side. We're just gonna give it 10 or 20 seconds aside because this all is pretty much flushed through and we should be good to go. I've definitely extracted more than was necessary, but I'd rather have more new fluid in there than air or leave any of the old stuff in. So we're definitely a lot lighter in these lines right now, and we've definitely changed color, so that's good. Let's go up top and make sure that everything's maxed out up top, and we should be all done. So there's still fluid left in here. I think we're gonna have to top off the cylinder, which is fine. Let's take the pressure out of the system. It should evacuate most of what's in the line. Make sure we're fully depressurized before we pull the quick disconnect. Lift it up so the fluid can run back in. And let's get this guy out of the way. Now we'll remove this guy. All right. So the level here is, I'm not sure you'll be able to make it out, but it's just a hair under max. So I'm going to put a little bit more in, put back in this filter and the cap, and we should be good to go. All right, that's full. Now let's go mash on the brake pedal. It's going to feel a little bit squishy at first. We'll hit the pedal until we get the bite we want. Did I make it stop? All right. That was a brake job. Your turn. You do yours. See you next time. Thanks for checking in. Be memorable and be well.